This is Mike Farley. We're going to my client's favorite location today, BBQ Outfitters in Southlake, Texas. We're going to get turkey cooking lessons on the extra, extra large Big Green Egg by Randal. He's a headline instructor at Texas Egg Fest, and he cooks for the stars at the AMC Awards and is one of the largest distributors in the United States. We're going to get egg experts today, so y'all have a lot of fun and take lots of notes.
Then, what really became Green Egg became famous for was smoking turkeys.
I was going to ask if you had any tips. Bobby was giving us some.
My favorite way to cook a turkey is standing upright. Okay? In one of our turkey racks, or if you have something, put it in an aluminum pan. Okay? 350 degrees first. Standing upright. Pour some apple juice in that aluminum pan. Chop up a couple of Granny Smiths, a couple of reds, a couple of gala apples, throw it in there. Let it go. 350, 16, 17-pound turkey should be done in 3 hours. So the apple juice will just steam and add moisture to it. Now, one thing that everybody, you need to do this in your oven too. When your turkey's ready to get started, 30 minutes before you put your turkey in. This is a real good tip for the oven too. Take a Ziploc bag, put ice in it. Lay that bag of ice right on top of the breast. Okay? First thing to cook on a turkey is the breast. What's the driest part of the turkey? The breast. So you lay that ice on there, it cools it down. So everything else in the turkey cooks through. No, you take it off right before you put it in there. Right? So you're going to chill it down for about 30 minutes after it's thawed out. Now as you're roasting it, everything else is going to cook the same, but breast is the last thing to finish instead of the first thing to finish. Now when you take it off and let it rest, obviously the legs, they're dark meat, they're pretty moist. But then when you cut into the breast, it's even better.
So the breast is on top.
Yes. So that's the top half of the bird. You just lay that bag of ice on about 30 minutes. Just cools it down. Stand it up. You don't have to stand it up. You can do it in just a traditional roasting rack. But put that apple juice in it. It really adds a nice flavor. Okay, good. Oh, you got brine it? Brining's over the top. I don't. Oh god, a brine turkey on the egg. That's over the top. Brining is the way to do things, right?
Thanksgiving.
What do you think about spatchcocking the turkey?
I've never done it.
Haven't done it?
I've never spatchcocked anything. Again, you go back to my 33rd time I've said it.
Too much work, right?
Path of
Just
least
cook it.
resistance. Yeah.
Let's cook it.
Monty Coo's a buddy of mine. He works from Red Chevrolet over here. He's just a backyard guy. And this guy cooks on his egg like you've never seen. I mean, his pictures should be in magazines. And this is for him, his wife, and his son, right? He swears by it, right?
Yeah.
Now, there was a guy last year that did it online, saw the pictures of it. I'm sure it's still available out there. And he swears by it, right? He swears that it was the best.
More evenly.
Yes, and it was the best turkey he's ever had. But again, for Thanksgiving, you got people running around, you got all this going on.
Yeah. So that gadget in there, is that what you're talking about? Looks like a little chimney thing.
Yeah, the turkey roaster on top up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
What is it?
I use that, or you can even use just a standard roasting rack and just lay it like this, right? I like it vertical though. You can see it in your brain, and the juice is just coming down that turkey the whole time. You can envision it in your brain. Now, if you put an aluminum pan underneath it, put some apple juice in it, you can envision the steam coming this way. So it's almost like the perfect storm, right?
Does that device hold liquid in it? It's open.
I use aluminum pan. Right?
No, I mean that pan, that holder, that turkey.
The turkey roaster on top of it?
Yeah.
No. Didn't hold it.
Oh,
Just
okay.
boom. So I just get those, 9x12 aluminum pans, right? Because again, when you're done, dump it, throw it away. It's that good. I did one at my brother-in-law's house about 3 or 4 years ago, and I totally messed up the timing. I cooked it 45 minutes too long, and I left. I was like, I'm not sitting right here and watching that thing cook. So I come back, and Ted goes, man, I checked on that bird. It looks a little toasty. I was like, nah, it's going to be perfect. That 12-pound turkey turned into about a 4-pound turkey. We took it off, we cut it up, we salvaged what we could. It was still better than the turkey on the oven. Still had some moisture to it, right? The skin was ruined, but it was still a good turkey, right? I mean, it didn't look like anything when we started with it, but it was still good.
So 350.
350 is the magic number for turkeys, right? And then, so many times people have complained about it, but, you know, the timing of it, right? So our timing that we'll give you on our website next week is for a completely thawed turkey. Some people don't know what that is.
Right.
They don't know, right? It's not a rock anymore, right? But there's still ice up in the cavity. Well, the egg for 3.5, 4 hours is not done. And it's like, well, make sure it's thawed completely. That's the number one thing. And if you brine it,
Yeah.
you know, if you're a brine guy,
Yeah.
you're done, right? You got the happiest people on the block. I've never done it. You know, I know how to do it, but I've never gotten around to doing it. I know I've heard guys putting, you know, syrup in there and just anything in the world to help, you know, add a sweetness to it, or like you were saying, was it rosemary?
Rosemary's good,
Right?
yeah.
It's whatever it is. So it's that I know it's good. I've had it before. Food that's been done that way. I got a guy that brines everything. Pork chops, brine. Chicken breast, brine. I'm like, who has time for this? Right? I guess I don't, but it is good. It is that good.
How big a turkey can you get on the block?
20 pounds.
You that one right there?
Yep. 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It's tight. It's tight. You can't stand a 20 up in there. You can lay him flat. And when you shut him, it's like, and this is the key. That's the deciding factor is the thermometer. Is getting it around that. You take the thermometer out, you can put a 25 pounder. It'll fit. The 20 pounder is what goes in there, give or take. We're thinking about doing 4 20s on this thing.
Wow.
Just for giggles. Right, just to say we did it.
So you were talking about different woods would give different flavors.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
So tell me about that.
So, it's pretty simple. When you're doing beef, like brisket, the staple is hickory. Anytime you're doing a white meat, like pork or chicken or even fish, you want to use a fruitier wood, so it'd be pecan, apple, or cherry. And then oak is kind of the boring wood. It's kind of the bland wood that doesn't overpower anything. And then mesquite is your grilling wood. It's the most powerful wood in the whole conglomerate. You never want to smoke with mesquite because then your food will taste like a piece of bark. That's your grilling of your steaks, direct pork chops, and maybe direct chicken breast. So, but the fruit woods are hard to find. That's the problem. Paul Outfitters does a great job of keeping all some of these unique stuff to it. But oak's a really good basic wood. You know, if you're cooking anything and you've got oak, you'll be okay. But you got guys that'll mix apple and cherry, and, you know, and really throw some wood chunks in the grill and let's go, right? Let's just get cooking, right? So, but I like hickory. I really do. I like hickory. I use it, you know, I always forget to take some home, and, you know, Kroger sells those little bags of hickory wood chips. And what I do is I just poke a hole in the whole bag, and I soak the whole bag in the bag. And then kind of wring it out and go out to my grill. If I'm doing a long cook, I'll pour half the bag in there, and then when it dissipates, I'll pour the other half bag in there. So, and it's $4.
Yeah.
And then you don't have any cleanup or any storage, and I hate storage stuff.
Right.
Yeah, woods are good. And again, get online, biggreenegg.com. We've got hundreds of recipes on there, and I say use their methods, right? Their pork tenderloin, cut slits in it, shove garlic in there, right? Season it. But you can use their times and their temperatures.
Yeah.
That's what one guy was here. He's like, you know, I'm just not good on the bigger cuts of meat. I don't know how long to cook it.
Yeah.
Well, I can promise you right now there's 100,000 recipes online for Big Green Egg
Yeah.
style cooks.
Right, right.
Big turkeys, briskets, because everybody does it different. And then you can make your own hybrid recipe, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, this guy does this and this guy does that. You marry the two,
Yeah.
you got the perfect brisket.
Right.
See, the Monday of Thanksgiving, we will launch a full video montage of how to cook a turkey on BigGreenEgg.com. We do it every year. It'll be a printout recipe, times. They'll say if you're doing a 14-pound bird, 350 this long, 15, all the way down the line. It'll all be available to you on that week. But it is that good. Even if you mess up, it's still better than most people's perfect turkey in the oven. It really is that good. Because again, we're trapping all that moisture inside the grill. We're holding that turkey as best we can. Especially if you had some liquids underneath it. Apple juice is easy and it's cheap. That's why I like it. Right? You're wasting it anyway.
Well, I think I do this.
We'll try apple juice for chicken.
Yeah.
So then I can do that for chicken.
Sure, you bet.
So you put it in the cradle and then in the pan. Do you ever baste it? Do you ever open it up and
I
baste it?
don't. You can. Just extra work. I like to shut the lid and say in 2 hours I'm gonna have dinner. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. You can't.
And if it was just a chicken, how long would you do that? A whole chicken on that?
About an hour, depending on the size of it. Yeah, about you know, you got some.
120 degrees.
Yeah. So, and again, the beauty of it is that you'll get it down. You say, you know what, that chicken is done